Hey guys, happy Thursday. We almost made it to Friday. It's kind of a big deal. We made it through yet another crazy week. We are here for yet another night of art throwdown, and it's going to be fun. I've got actually two small side projects. Count them. One, two. I've got two projects that I'll be working on tonight. And lots of people coming in. Actually, Russ, you were the first one here tonight. So Russ is here, Nick is here, Nan is here. Hey guys, very exciting. And Russ, you're the only person that I know that takes a nap before art throwdown. But I'm envious. Actually, that's just me being envious that you took a nap. Must be nice. I want to take a nap before throwdown. My nap happens after throwdown. Actually, like right after throwdown is when I pass out. So Ashley joined. Hello, Ashley. Yeah. Got a couple little projects I'm going to be working on here tonight. And actually, before I do that, two important things. Russ says, wait, let me join. Okay, I'll wait. We'll wait. Are you going to send me a join request, buddy? He's probably having technical issues on his end. Maybe not. If not, let me see if I can add you from my side here. I think it's this happy face button. Add. Waiting for Russell.
There we
Were you
go.
like trying to hit the thing and make it join?
No, I requested and for some reason it just didn't connect.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, so I requested and then something then magically it happened as soon as you stopped talking. So thank you for your patience.
No, actually, I hit the little button that has the two smiley faces next to each other. I hit that, and then it says,
Okay.
"Who would you like to add?" And I'm like, "Russell," and then it added you.
Okay,
So
cool. I had requested, so maybe you didn't get to. I don't know.
the request never
Anyway,
came through.
but
Anyway,
okay. Well, I am here, and
whoa,
yes, I. Whoa, getting all dizzy
sorry.
now. Yeah.
No, it's my
Um,
phone. It's the stupid tripod thing. Okay,
I need to. Do you have a tripod? What is your setup?
are we gonna start judging? Cause I have
No.
it
Do
has
you have?
three legs and a low center of
Okay,
gravity and sharp teeth, and you can plug your
okay,
phone into it. And the legs
okay.
are like all squiggly, like an octopus.
Oh,
So you
got it.
kind of
Okay.
like bend them.
Well, I was just wondering if for your birthday or holiday or Halloween present or winter festival present, we get you a tripod. That's all. Only reason why I was asking.
Okay, it's called the Gorilla Pod or something like that. It's got
Right,
the three legs, and you can
right.
bend them and
But I was thinking maybe a stationary one. That has
ooh,
like they do.
like
Yeah.
real
So
people have.
well, no.
Like
Like,
serious people have. Oh,
oh
well,
no,
okay, you
no.
guys, I can see the
Well,
inside of his apartment.
I know. I'm in the craft room.
I
I'm
see your
trying to.
curtains.
Oh, that's what. Hold on. I was in a different screen. I'm trying to turn my camera on, and for some reason I can't. I don't know.
Quick, everybody, get into his house. We can see your house. Okay, now it's frozen. See?
Phone.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
I don't know
best
what's
that you
going
stay
on. My stupid.
stationary.
But
Don't aggravate it.
okay.
Stay stationary.
Sorry, I lost you. I'm trying. There we go. We're back. No, I was going to show you the one that I have, but for some reason I can't flip the camera. Oh, there it is. I had to flip first. There's my curtain. But something like this. See that? This is what I have on top of my table. And
Yes.
yeah, and it's very, very stable and it adjusts up and down. You see what I'm saying?
And I see
So
like
maybe
all the
we
little like I see the Rube Goldberg device that you have
yeah.
structured using that. It's pretty
Yeah, see
impressive.
this is the actual thing that holds my camera.
That's scary. Like there's so many points of failure. Look at that. Look at that
Yeah.
thing. Look at that. Look at all those little points of failure. But yet
Yeah.
they're stable. Like
But
you've
here's the
gotten it
thing.
down to a
Here's the real
science.
Rube Goldberg thing is I have to put the tail end of the thing that holds this is connected This is what actually holds my
Pencil's
phone,
connected to the
and that is
tripod.
connected to a dowel, and the
Tripod's connected
dowel
to the
extends
dowel.
beyond so that I can prop it up in my books so that
Dowel's
I can get the
connected
right
to the
angle.
pencil. Yeah, you got a lot of connections. There's a lot of like little dependencies there.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But I live alone, so I'm all about dependencies.
hey, no, no.
Hey,
You know what? I say whatever works for
yeah,
you and your
and hopefully it
tripod.
works for all of you as well, because I'm trying to be as professional as possible, you know.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go. There you go.
thanks. So, okay, let's see. You said a whole bunch of people already. So Nick is here, Nan is here. Today was Nick and Shannon Day at the theater, in case of those of you who had missed. Ashley is here. Um, so, hi. Oh, and I
Hi.
have to. Well, today was one of those days where it was a rough day at work, and so it's one of those. I have to wake up about 4.5 hours after we finish Throwdown to go to work. So
I can't
it
believe that
really,
you come on to Throwdown if you have to get up that
yeah.
early.
So I tend to take a nap before
I dig it.
Throwdown,
I dig it.
and that
No,
way
like
I can,
that's
and
dedication.
I'm only up for an hour. I'm only up for this hour, and then I'll go
You're
back to
like,
bed. Maybe I'll
bye.
take it. Yeah, I'll take a shower and go to bed, and then wake up in the morning.
And then
So
rinse, repeat. Oh my God. How many more
yes,
weeks of this do you have?
probably
This
about 4 more weeks.
really
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
got
So
it.
and with employment, you never know how long it's going to last, and
True.
that kind of thing. So I'm taking advantage of it while I can. The way I look at it, I am prolonging my unemployment benefits. So should I not go to work in the near future, this 6 to 8 week period that I've worked will actually extend my benefits. When so that was the catalyst. Yes, I could have stayed home, but I just don't know what the
It
future entails.
Do you
So
find like I haven't been working around people in like since February. I haven't been in an actual
right,
office. Like what is it? Has it been a saving grace for you like actually just being around other humans in person?
I like interacting with people.
Me
So
too.
I it really has been beneficial for me, just for my mental health, and just
Yeah, that's
honestly just
huge.
having a sense of purpose, having a destination to go to,
Right.
and we so much of our identity is tied to our work, and
Yup.
so
Yup.
being able to go to work each day, and I don't have family like you do, and I'm not close to my neighbors or those kind of things, and so it's very helpful to get out of the and I'm smart about it, and so I'm being very smart about how I ride the subways and what time I ride the subways and that kind of thing,
Right.
but yeah, it's
Well,
all
it's
good.
funny. Like I have the fam here, and they're always here. But I am not close to like any of our neighbors, so we very much just like keep to ourselves. So it's literally just been you guys out there and family. Like that's literally been it. And then coworkers, but it's all. I haven't been into an office in months, so I feel like
Yeah.
from a work perspective, it's like man, I feel like I'm kind of on an island a little bit. It's strange. It's new and different, but anyway, I'm envious though that you
So
get to be in front of humans at work. That's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
It's both a blessing and a curse. The idea is that you are reminded how bad humans can be at times. yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I hear that.
Or you can get overwhelmed with the results of the pandemic and seeing a lot more homeless people. A lot more. Because for some of you who don't know, because of the shortage of shelters in New York City, and because so many more people are displaced in New York, and because we have no tourists, a lot of the hotels have been leasing rooms uh, to the city
Really?
for use as homeless shelters.
So they're subsidizing the rooms as
They are.
okay.
They are. So,
Like what
so
kind?
it's
Like
just
which like the main hotel, the big hotels?
not the real, not like the Waldorf or those kind of places,
Yeah.
but but like this, like the Comfort Inns or like the Garden Suites, the Hilton Garden Suites.
Yep.
A lot of these centrally located, i.e., Midtown West, Midtown East
Yep.
kind of hotels are renting rooms to the city, and
Got
so
it.
and what the but the problem is that that's also consolidating a lot of the problems into those areas as well, and so we're now seeing a lot more people strung out for drugs, and that used to be hidden and used to be on 10th or 11th Avenues, now
Or
are
maybe they were
smack
in a
dab in
halfway house or something,
exactly
and now
exactly
it's
right
shifting to different
because
zones.
those where the rooms are, but also because now there are more of them.
Ah,
So we're seeing a lot more people down on their luck. So
interesting.
that's one of the downsides of working in the city and being in the city is and it's easy to get overwhelmed
Yeah, no
that
doubt.
way. Yeah.
Frank joined. Hey,
Oh,
Frank.
hey Frank.
Hello there. Frank's got
I didn't.
power again. He's been restored.
Yes, I know. I listened to his the latest version of his podcast. So
Yay. I'm
yeah,
behind.
and
I'm
it's
woefully
a
behind.
great one. I think it's another great. But there aren't any of his episodes that aren't great. So I mean, he's such a master of what he does. And so,
I'm
but he's been
several
doing it.
episodes behind, but I
Yeah,
gotta
no,
catch up.
but yeah, but it's they're nice. They're nice listens. So you're glitterfying? Is that what you're doing, or you just
No, I'm Mod
oh
Podging because
mod podging?
I made this several nights ago. Jim's not on right now, but Jim was doing a coloring page, and I did this guy, just made out of pieces of mail art that I've gotten from various people. So an envelope. So yet another collage. So
Cool.
there we go. Yeah.
I am taking your advice under advisement, and so what I am doing, I'm not
You're like, I'm
necessarily
doing
really
something.
right. Well, it's not that I am taking. This is a planner that I had that's a couple of years old that I was asked to review,
It's pretty.
and it's a nice cover. And I had mentioned this one before. Is just I didn't necessarily review it positively, not because of the images, but because depending on what media you use, it bleeds through, and it's hard to take notes. That you should only really color a previous day's coloring
Oh,
page because it
yeah.
bleeds through.
You
And
did
so
one
if
of
you
these before and you
right,
showed the back of it and it was like,
right,
wow.
right. So what I'm doing is I'm separating these pages because I'm going back and revisiting
I'm
the
showing Ashley my
images.
toast. Wait 1 second.
You're toast.
Ashley's like,
Oh,
I see toast. Here he
and
is.
I'm mad. I am not getting all these comments, so I'm curious as to why I'm not getting them. But no, I'm not. So I'm not being very good at reading comments because I'm not getting any comments. So I didn't see Frank join.
Yeah. Well, for once, let's reverse the tables. And so then I will keep an eye out for whoever comes in
Yeah,
or
I only
whatever
have. How
they
many people do you have
comment.
joined? I only have four
Four.
people.
No, there's only
Okay.
four on tonight,
Okay, great.
which
The last note that I got was Russ is in the tunnel, and that was from Ashley.
toast with googly eyes, Ashley
Okay,
says. Yeah.
okay,
You're not getting
okay,
any of
cool.
them, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Um.
then.
So I wonder if that's because you invited me rather than I joined. I don't know. But what I'm doing
Oh,
is,
maybe.
in order for me to color, what I do is I separate the pages. So that is what I'm working on now.
Okay.
Because I don't like coloring in a bound book. I like
Right.
to be able to I like to be able to turn the page around and orient it different ways, that kind of thing. So that is the project and if that ASMR or whatever it is, you hear
We're going to hear the
this
coloring, the scribbling sounds. Very
no,
good.
not the scribbling sound. You're going to hear me the tearing the pages from the book sound. Did you hear that?
We're listening. Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Everybody's listening. We're all
no,
listening to
that
it.
was it. But I'm on a different mic, so I'm not using the public mic, so you may not hear it. But.
Oh no, we hear it.
Oh, do you?
We
Oh,
hear
okay.
tearing sounds. No,
Okay,
totally
good.
fine.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Honestly, there is absolutely nothing wrong with hearing crafting sounds. I mean, it's what we're here to do, right?
Oh, but here's the thing. I was just going to tell you before I so rudely interrupted myself, is that I was cursing you today. Just to let you
Why?
know.
Why?
Because you know what song I ended up singing for like 30 minutes before I took my nap?
Butterflies having a good
No,
no bumblebees
Bumblebee.
having a
Bumblebees and
good
a good
time.
time. Flower to flower, bumblebees,
I have
having
it
a
in my
good
head right
time.
now. And he
Yeah.
was singing it. Okay, so for anybody that's uninitiated, go to Bradley Pooper's Instagram. He's one of my buds from college. He's been on here every once in a great while. And
And
he's
he's
like,
my man crush, just to let you know.
he's awesome. And he's like, I think I might be day drunk. And he's literally standing in front of a bush of flowers and there's like a bee flitting around. And he's got this like crazy falsetto that he drops. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like perfectly in tune. It
Yeah.
sounded like Prince or it was like
Hey, don't go
reminiscent of,
that far. I wouldn't go
no, there
that
was like a
far,
little bit
but
of Prince going on there. And I was like, oh man. And there's like nature
but the thing,
observations. It was
no, but the funny
awesome.
thing is, it's a
Having
catchy
a
tune.
good time.
Good time. Yeah, it's a catchy tune, and
He just
it's
made
totally
it up.
applicable. I know, totally applicable to what he's singing, and
It
it's
was
just the
awesome.
fun.
I
It's
need it
just
as
the
my
funniest
ringtone.
thing. Yeah.
So you
Um,
guys, use guys, go out
use
to
guys.
use guises. Go out to Bradley Pooper, friend him for God's sake, because I think
Yeah,
it's a private account.
it
But
is.
I'm
It
sure
is
he will humor you because he knows you're my
because one
buds, and like
right
go in and listen. It's awesome.
because when you added it to the chat, we couldn't see it because it was private. And so he was the ones that I was working on. I have
Yes.
so many people I'm having to go back and reconstruct all my followers and followees kind of thing. And so he was one of the ones that I was trying to remember
Oh, you should
to
have said
add.
something. I would have been like, oh,
It's
I
a,
know exactly who
yeah,
that is.
yeah, no, I knew who it was, but I had just forgotten to add him. So I added him, and so then it came up, and then I was just like, oh shoot, oh shoot, yeah.
No, but it's awesome. But anyway, I don't know. He is really good
But
with just
but anyone, well, first
improvising
he's
that
very
stuff.
quick witted.
Yes,
He thinks
yes.
so quickly on his feet, and he's that kind of
He
a
just kind of goes with
sharp.
the flow. Yes,
Yeah,
very much
he's
so.
that sharp-witted kind of person. But yeah, no, but yeah.
Well, anyway, I thought it
and then
was
that
pretty
and then that
groovy
went from my day earworm was feed the birds because I was
from
feeding the
Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins because I was feeding the pigeons at work today because we have stale bagels and
I
so
mean,
I
you might as
save
well do
them.
something with
Well,
them.
yeah. So we have stale bagels that I save and then I just crumble them up and feed the
So
birds. And so I was
do
thinking,
they feed you
feed the
guys?
birds.
Yeah,
Uh,
tuppence a
yeah.
bag. Do they feed you
That's
guys like every morning? Do y'all get fed at work?
well. Here's the thing.
Who's really getting fed? Whose food is that? That's
Well,
what I want to know. Hey, Anna.
Well, it's not. Hi. See, I didn't get that. I didn't get Anna. So I'm sad. Sad face.
Russ is not seeing any of the comments, so I'll just have to be his
Yeah.
interpreter.
So here's the thing. My union does not require that we get fed, but some of the other unions that are in the
I'd be
building
like, F that
require
noise. Gotta feed me.
breakfast if your call is before 8 o'clock in the morning, which means if you have to be at the theater before 8 o'clock. Then some of the unions require that they provide you is it continental breakfast?
That's
That's
what
just
it,
like fruit
yeah, like
and yeah,
juice,
right,
fruit,
exactly.
and a
Right,
bagel.
right. So that's what they do. And so we are allowed to partake only after everyone else has had their feed.
So you're
So
just kind of like that person who hangs back in the background and watches the bagels, and as soon as everyone
no,
disperses, you're like,
there's a time that uh, we can't encroach on that time. So they have breakfast and then they have
rules.
their first. Yeah,
Unions, man.
they have their first break. What we would call tea time at 10:15. So after they have their 20-minute break at 10:15, if there's anything left over at the conclusion of their break, then we are able to partake.
That sounds very regimented. I don't know if I like
Well,
that.
it's union.
5 by 5.
But I'd much
Union.
rather have a union that dictates meals with rules than to have like my union that does not dictate any rules at all.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
because keep in mind, I'm working a anywhere between a 12 to 14-hour shift, and
Ooh.
my shift is supposed to be a maximum of 7 hours. But because we're in the pandemic, they can get away with using one person rather than two people.
Do you get
Uh,
overtime though?
I do get overtime. There's an
Okay.
overtime rate after 7 hours, but it's still less expensive than, even with my overtime, it's less expensive than having to pay two people 7 hours each.
Ah,
Yeah.
sneaky,
Yeah.
sneaky.
See, if it weren't the pandemic, they would be anytime that you work, we have work for over 10 hours, then you're required to have two people work it. Um, and I'm surprised that the union didn't speak up, because that way more people would have been employed. Um, but
Interesting.
but instead they didn't. They chose not to speak up, and so now the theaters that are using union people, at least in my union, um, are allowed to just let one person work till they die on
Oh
station. And
God.
yeah,
Like you
but
will
yeah.
work until it's done. Oh man.
Well, and the counter argument is, even the union says, well, if you don't want to work, we'll find someone who does. So if you don't want to work under
Yeah.
these conditions, in the pandemic, I'm sure we could find someone that's willing to work. So it's
Yeah. So
just
that's the catch
it's
22.
a yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But getting back to our original discussion, I'm just glad, even if it is, a long day and an early start. It's because the trains don't start running until 5 o'clock in the morning.
How do you get there?
That by train, but I have to catch the very first
Ah,
train that's available, or I won't get there in time to open up the theater when it's supposed to be open.
I see.
So that's why I have to wake up so early, because I only have one train and one connection that I can make to get there on time.
Hmm.
So I cannot be late in getting out of bed.
Got it. Okay. So hence the nap. Okay. That
Right,
makes
right.
perfect sense. Perfect sense.
So what is everyone else working on? Ashley, what are you working on? And Anna, are you working on anything? I'm so bummed I can't see everybody. And Nick, like I said, today was Nick's day at the theater, and so I got to share. And I do have a question for all of you, a survey question.
Ooh.
Um, so I shared a lovely card that Nick sent, and unfortunately, it was somewhat ruined. Not the
Ah.
card itself, but because she had taken so much time to do a beautiful stamp collage, which she has been sending out some beautiful stamp collages for those people that have been sharing her postcards. Um, sorry. Um, when they hand cancel, or if your card gets mishandled, misshapen, ruined, whatever word you want to use, in the mail, would you rather know that it was mistreated, or would you rather not know? So let me know your thoughts, because I almost didn't show the stamp side, because I knew that some people would get upset because of the way it was treated, because it was
Ah.
hand canceled and they took a pen and marked through all the
Ah,
stamps, and
dude.
it was just so unnecessary.
That's not cool.
Right. So as people who send out postcards and uh, who take pride in the selection of stamps, do you want to know when someone has hand canceled your stamps, or do you want to know if the postcard has been marred in any way, or do you just want to see the good side, or just a recognition that I received your card and thank you?
For
So let
me,
me know. I'd be interested to know.
I only want to know if something happens to my handmade postcard and like it shows up like torn or like
Right,
the flappy doodles are torn off of it.
right.
You know what I mean? Like I would
So
definitely want to know.
you would rather know that,
I'd
yeah,
rather, well, if the postcard is like irreparably destroyed or like half of it's torn off, but it still
right,
got to you, or like in my mom's case, I sent her one and like it was like peeled up because the machine was like,
right,
"Nyeh," and like
right,
most of the stuff was peeling up off of it. She's like, this is a really peely postcard. It didn't stay
right,
together. So I definitely want to know
right.
that.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So yeah.
Um, and you do know that sorting machines are being removed from post offices as we speak
Is that a good
by the new.
thing?
No, because that's about the new postmaster general um, has instructed post offices to remove excess sorting machines so that
Remove.
yeah, rather than just put them out of commission or put them in a place that doesn't work should they be needed in the future,
Right.
so that there are now fewer sorting machines just in time for the election and mail-in and absentee balloting.
So, does this mean that more of my postcards are going to get hand canceled?
No, it just means that it's going to take time for things to be processed because there are going to be fewer
Ah.
machines to sort them. Um,
So they want more human interaction
no,
to.
they want less mail to be processed, so they don't have to process mail. They're hoping that some of them. The theory is that they're hoping, because this is a Trump crony, that they're hoping that fewer absentee ballots and mail-in ballots will be processed or processed late and therefore invalidated according to state or local standards
Well, that
because
was
they're
what I was wondering. I'm like, they were able to send out all the ballots in like a day or two. Like they hit everybody's, like that little postcard thing hit
Mhm.
everybody's address like practically at the same time. So I'm like, if it only took them a day or two to distribute those, like wouldn't you
Yeah,
think they'd be
it's
able to intercept, like ingest all of those? You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
yeah, no, it's a definite
I
slowdown
don't
of
get it.
postal.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to, in my mind, hijack the election by skewing the number of mail-in ballots and absentee ballots that are processed.
I'm
So,
worried that like when if I do the mail in, like it's
mhm.
not gonna. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go in person and be like,
Yeah, well, they're saying that each state is different, but to find out the maximum processing date necessary. So they are, for those people that already have their ballots, they're suggesting that the latest day to send your ballot in isn't in November. It's actually the second week in October because they're saying to allow 2 to 4 weeks for the
processing
processing
time.
right of your ballot because there are new rules for overtime, and so the postmaster general has specified that any mail that's not delivered on time during the regular workday should be left at the distribution center until the next day. So yeah, so it's definitely a postal slowdown, and the last postal slowdown that we had was done by a Republican administration as well, and so they're just chipping at it bit by bit.
And it's
They're
like
also
it's so patchy now though. Like Frank, you got the stickers that I sent you within like 2 days of me sending
right
them, and then yet something to get to carry takes two
a week.
weeks. Like
Yeah,
2 weeks. Like it's so like it's
so
not.
random. You're
It's
absolutely
so
right.
random. It's very
Yeah.
much hit or miss. So yeah. And let me actually, guys, let me read some more comments here. You asked a question, so here's your answers.
Okay.
Wait, Ashley's typing in Flappy Doodles. Hold on. Zoe joined. Hey, Zoe.
Hey Zoe.
Okay. Oh, wait. Frank says, thank you for the art throwdown stickers. Very nice of you. Okay, so spoiler, you guys are all getting stickers, so watch your mail. Do you have any nicknames? I think that's to me. If you do, don't tell us. I do not. Nick says, don't tell us your nicknames. Oh, I won't. I don't have any. Ashley is sorting through old postcards.
Cool.
Nick says that she would rather know if a postcard that she sends gets jacked up somehow. So
Right.
she says it's still interesting to see it. She still wants to know. Ashley yells Flappy Doodles, okay? And her answer to your question, Russ, is Ashley wants to see it. Good, bad, and
Got it.
ugly. She wants to see
Got
it
it.
all. Frank says, I hate hearing that things are damaged. I feel that. He says, I work very carefully to mask any damage that happens to the cards that he gets to people or from people.
Right.
Nick says it's infuriating. I think she's talking about the hand sorting and the
Right.
machines. Ashley says, Frank, I understand that point of view, but if the damage was due to something like poor card quality, bad stamp placement. It's important for the sender to know that for the future. Like for me, it's a quality thing. I'm like, if I didn't put
Right.
enough Mod Podge on your
Right.
card, y'all tell me.
If it was a
So,
technical difficulty as
you
opposed
know,
to a sorting difficulty, and that's
yeah,
that, and that's what I've suggested to people as well. If something is my fault rather than the process's fault,
yep.
I want to know. I want to know, good, bad, ugly.
And
It doesn't.
Nan
Right.
agrees, and Anna says the same thing. Like they all, it seems like we all universally want to know.
Yeah.
Like if
Good.
something gets
Good.
messed up or torn or otherwise,
Well, I'm
we want to know.
my thing is, the Japanese have this belief of that even the imperfections make it perfect and add to its
I feel
life.
that.
Yeah. So I just think it's part of the journey, and so that when it's just, I guess my question is, for me, it's just so frustrating. One, or if it gets damaged to the extent that I can't even read it, because you know how some of our postcards are laminated pieces of paper, and some of them will strip, like the top layer with the writing will strip away. Have you
Yeah.
seen some of that? Yeah, that's what gets me. But I'm with. I think we're all in the same. I got the hiccups today.
This
All
paper
in the same
smells like
boat.
a paper parasol. You ever see those paper parasols that you buy from Chinatown?
Yes.
This is what it smells like.
Huh.
This paper came in a paper
I've
pack.
I never I've never really noticed what those smell like. Yeah, but like you're talking about like the ones you put in your Mai Tai drinks, right?
No, I'm talking the
Oh,
full size
oh, the full
ones.
size ones. Okay.
Yeah, we used to be able to get them from the China Pavilion at Epcot.
Hmm.
I don't know why I'm smelling paper. I'm like,
But you have an extreme sense of smell anyway.
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
don't. I'm
And I'll
not a
be like,
very
is something burning outside? My husband's like, no, what are you talking about?
no.
And then
Yeah,
I'll look and
yeah.
I'm like, four houses down. I'm like, look, they're grilling. Like something's burning. Someone's on fire. I mean, this is
Oh,
what we
that's
do. This is
funny.
what we do. And the hearing, oh my God, my husband will walk into the other room and he'll mutter something under his breath. I'm like, what did you
I heard
say?
that. I heard that.
He's like,
Yeah,
you heard that? I'm like, I heard exactly what you said.
yeah.
I'm like, don't
No,
play me.
I
Don't
didn't.
cross me.
My sense of smell is just gone. My sense of hearing is leaving. So,
No.
yeah, I just spent so much time around airplanes when I was in the military. So
Ah.
yeah, and even this was the '80s, so we didn't have the technology and the common sense
And
that we
Lord
have
knows
now.
OSHA wasn't in there protecting you as much as they
Yeah, well,
are
first
like
of all, that's
now.
because it's a military. Yeah, OSHA rules don't apply in
Oh,
the
they
military.
don't. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But at least in my day, they didn't, because a lot of things would have gotten done that I did because of OSHA now. But yeah, but we didn't have the double hearing protection that we have now. That's required if you're being around airplanes and things like that. So yeah. So now they require that you have the in-ear plugs, and then you have the headset plugs over them.
Oh,
But
interesting.
that wasn't in the day. No. Many times
Got
we were on the
it.
flight deck with no protection, just our hands like going la 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 la. I can't hear you. Yeah, and that did a lot of good. Trust me. Yeah,
I'll bet. I'll
yeah.
bet. Let's
But the
see.
joke. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. I'm not on this. Oh, Frank says I'm not on the same page, just to be clear. About the
Right.
about the damage to a
The
postcard.
right.
Okay, so Frank wants to protect the sender and let them know the
Right.
sentiment of, hey, thank you, I got your thing.
Right.
But even if my thing was peeling off, he may not show it. So,
Right.
all
Right.
right.
And that's absolutely, that's valid as well. Yeah. But Frank is always very good at acknowledging, and he and I have had this discussion. At the minimum, everyone should acknowledge receipt of mail received. It's just a courtesy,
Yeah.
because a lot of us spend a lot of time making choices for whom we're sending things to. So as at a minimum, just acknowledgement, either through DM or posting pictures or however way you do it. It's just a courtesy to let someone know that you've received their correspondence. So, and I think we're all on the page on that, because there's nothing worse than wondering if it got lost, and I'm one to resend. So
Like for me, it's weird. Like I get really, really excited if I get something from one of you guys in my PO box, And I know this sounds horrible, but and maybe it's just because I'm not like a post crosser, like down
Hmm.
in my DNA. But I
Hmm.
got a postcard the other day from New Zealand, and while it was cool, it was definitely a cool postcard, and it had like these guys doing the haka on the outside of the
Yeah.
postcard. I'm like, that is a cool postcard, but it still wasn't as exciting because I didn't know the person. So
Right.
it's kind of like
Right.
for me that the level of familiarity it
Right.
makes a difference. So
Absolutely.
I have to just come to grips with the fact that I don't think I'm a post crosser. I
That's
tried to
fun.
be. I have sent 8 postcards and I have received 8 postcards. And I kind of got to the point the other day where I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to go. I'll probably go back to SwapBot at some point
Yeah.
because I'm very seasonal about these things. But for me, post crossing, I tried it, but and like everybody gets so jazzed about it. I'm like, eh,
Well, well, to me, it's not
eh.
necessarily the. It's receiving a postcard that I wouldn't have received in any other way,
True.
kind of thing, and it's having access to postcards that I would never have access to.
Okay,
Um,
that I
so
get.
so yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, from from a collector, on post crossing, it's not as much about the message; it's about the postcard. But from all of
Yes.
you, it's the
Yeah.
combination that you thought enough to me, and we write to each other
That
more
is
than
so
just
true.
we write more to each other and say more on our cards to each other than just the normal post crosser
That's true,
does.
because with post
Yeah.
crossing, it's like, hello, greetings from my
Hello. Right.
town. We have a
Exactly.
population of X and
Right.
Y and
Right.
whatever. And
Yeah.
here's our state bird.
And and
Woo!
and then you get people like Carrie who will actually give you prompts on prompts to answer to write back.
Yes,
So
I love the
so
prompts. Those
yeah,
were
I do as
adorable.
well.
I'm like,
I
okay,
do as
I
well.
gotta sit down and I gotta write a letter. Like, just handwrite that thing.
Well, see, I'm not even gonna do that. And I'm gonna. She's not here today, right? No,
I
she may be
don't
in the
see her.
future, right?
Carrie. No, I don't see her.
Uh,
She's not here.
but future Carrie, just step away for 2 seconds. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send multiple postcards with each postcard with a designated answer to one of her prompts.
Oh, that's an
Yeah,
awesome idea.
yeah, yeah. So
I mean,
rather
why
than a
spend it
letter,
all in one load if you can postcard her
well,
with a
plus
prompt?
I can send different postcards. I can send different stamps. I can send, rather than just have one letter that answers all her questions and just using one stamp collage. Now I could do 4 or 5 different ones, and pick different stamps and different stamp collages
It's
and
kind of like that postcard that I made about the story about the time I was afraid of the vacuum cleaner when I was little.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that. That's what I'm thinking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
True story,
No,
by the way.
and then today there is a new episode, if you haven't been notified yet, of looking at stamps on my YouTube video, on YouTube channel. The Ruth Asawa stamp set came out today. And I made a statement, and I think it's true. No one has disproved it yet, but I think this is the very first stamp that features a Japanese American on it.
Ooh,
So, which is really exciting with this whole idea of diversity and representation.
sure.
Uh, so, but I think it's an absolutely gorgeous stamp set. It's nice, muted pastel shades of browns and grays, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous stamps. And so there you go. You're smelling again.
It's just
Uh,
it's weird. Anybody want this? I'll send it to you. I'll send. This isn't like that smelly postcard, the intentionally smelly postcard I
right.
sent to Jim that time. This is actually just
Or the feet
weird.
cleaning postcard you sent me.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that was the smelly postcard that
Right.
it has the
Is that the same
bamboo.
one you sent to Jim?
Yeah, Jim got one
Okay.
too. It has the
Okay.
bamboo
Did
charcoal, but it
Right, but
didn't
mine
smell.
didn't smell when it got to me, but I got mine very late, so it may have dissipated,
Jim
in
says
the
his
weeks.
didn't either, so unless
Oh,
it's
okay.
just me. Maybe it's me. I'm like, this postcard
You have a hypersensitive
smells.
smell.
Maybe it's
Um,
just
but
me.
the other thing is you sent me a postcard that had scented washi tape that didn't smell either.
Okay, for the record, that washi tape did not smell, and
Okay,
I
good, good, good.
I saw it
Oh,
on
good.
Amazon, and I'm like, $10 for scratch and sniff washi, and I was like, you know what? Shove it, buddy. I'm gonna buy $10 worth of washi tape, even if it's just one roll. So. It's here in my craft box somewhere, but I'm like $10. But I'm like, but it's ice cream and it's pretty. I like the design, but
Yeah.
I got it and I was like, I was scratching it, like it did not have any scent whatsoever. And then I looked at the Amazon reviews and I went, "Oh my god, I'm such a putz. Why did I buy this?" Everybody was like, the washi tape did not smell, but it said it was scratch and sniff. So, buyer beware.
Beware.
Buyer beware. If it
What's the
says
Latin? There's a Latin term for that. I forget what it is.
caveat emptor,
There you go. You
something like
so
that.
smart.
Caveat emptor. Yeah. So
Because I
that's.
probably would have said caveat empire or
I was
something
like,
stupid. I would have shown my idiocy.
caviar. No, but I from now on, if it says scratch and sniff, always make sure that you read the comments and the reviews on Amazon.
Good point.
Always.
Good point.
Don't be like me, guys. Don't do it. Just saying.
Don't be like Allison.
No. I'm like one of those people that doesn't read directions either. And my husband's like, "Did you read the?" I'm like, "La la 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 la
No.
la la." I'm just gonna put it together
Yeah.
and la la la.
Yeah. See, that's the one blessing is that I am not a put it together kind of guy. So, yeah. So I have to read the instructions. And I am partaking of one of my birthday presents. I bought these. Do you know the Vermont store,
Yes.
the online store?
Yes, I do.
So I bought these Regal candies, hard candies. They're old school hard candies.
That is old
Uh,
school. I was gonna say,
but
very old school.
but I got one of every flavor. So I got the root beer one, the cinnamon one, I got the lemon one, and
Sweet.
the wild cherry one, which is you remember those? Is it sucrets?
Yes.
Or no, it's the London cough drops, the cherry cough drops that came
One
in
of
the
them
card.
was like epic cherry. It was so
Yes,
good.
that was the Luddens. Yeah,
Yes.
and we would eat it like candy. Oh, I got a cough. I need some cough drops.
It was the
right?
best candy of all time.
Yeah,
It really
exactly.
was.
And then my mom caught on. She's like, "No, you're getting Halls." I'm like,
Aw. You're
"Oh,
like,
jeez,
aw, not
I'm okay. I don't
Halls.
need it. That's all right, Mom. I don't
I'm
need
all
it. Yeah,
set. I'm all set with
I'm
that.
all set. I'm good. I'm good.
No halls. No
Yeah,
halls. Oof.
but she would out of spite she would get the Halls with like the ultra methyl.
No.
Yeah. So it was,
No.
but she was also the lady that vixed you to death. So the Vix
The
was
Vapor
it
Rub?
vapor rub? Yeah.
Yes. My mom is
So
obsessed with it.
yeah, my mom
She's
is
like, "Here,
that
put
will
some of
fix
this."
anything.
I'm
Yeah,
like, "I don't want
yeah.
it. It smells like
And so
menthol. I
we'd
don't
be
want
in
it."
bed asleep, and she would sneak into our rooms and put it underneath our nose like a mustache in our sleep. And then we'd wake up like 3 hours later, like, what is on my face?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just some of the one of the things I love about being with you folks is just our random thoughts, then bring up these random memories, and it's just it takes me back to you know you're very good at drawing out memories. So
Am I? I never
You are.
knew that. Cool.
well, either that or it's just we're so random.
You know what? That's okay. Speaking
It
of
is okay.
random,
Absolutely.
I have another
Okay.
important announcement. For anyone
Okay.
out there that wants to make stickers, like you guys know how I made the holographic ATD stickers? If you have a sticker, and I don't think these are holographic, these are just multicolored die cuts. Sticker Mule has a mega sale going on this week. You can get, I feel like I'm not even doing a promo for them. Like, I'm not getting paid for this, guys, but I need to let you know. You can get, for $9, you can get 50 stickers made. If you have a design,
And that's like a 2x2 sticker.
I think it's 3x3, something
Yeah.
like that. They're usually about 3
That's
by
actually
3.
That's actually a very good price.
That's a really good price. I'm like, get
because you're
in
not getting
there.
set up. You're not getting setup fees, which a lot of these places charge.
You literally just send them
right.
the graphic file, like JPEG or PNG or whatever your graphic file format is, and they'll send you the proof, and they're like, "Hello, this is Sticker Mule. Here's your proof. Please click approve and accept. Once you click this, you cannot go back." I'm like,
Right.
"Okay," and then they send it, and then a week later, you have like an envelope of your very own custom stickers. I love it.
That is cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
let's
I just
see.
knocked my cable.
I behind here, guys. Frank says the air carriers aren't flying mail to the Midwest, so it's slow because of
Mm.
that. I know, but I just like to
I
complain
didn't
about.
know that.
I'm getting
I
like
didn't
my
know that.
grandma. I'm getting like my late grandma, who would always write complaint letters about stuff. She actually wrote a complaint letter once to QVC because she ordered a prime rib from there, and it was like there was too much fat marbled into the meat, and like she cut a cross section and she took a picture and she's like, can you go down to Walgreens and develop this picture for me? So I did. This is like back in the late 90s.
Right?
I developed the picture and she put it in an envelope with an angry letter and she sent it to QVC, and they gave her the roast prime rib or whatever it was for free. So anyways, I'm getting like my grandma. I just like to
Yeah.
complain about stuff.
But I did not know about the shipping to the Midwest or the flights to the Midwest. I did not know that.
I don't like to go to a wedding and see a woman in her wedding dress, then tell her I don't like her earrings. Frank, what does this mean?
No, I think he's talking about the shielding the sender from the bad part of receiving a
Ah,
postcard.
Nick is trying to collect AAPI themed stamps. I don't know what that stands for.
That is Asian American
Ah,
Pacific
Pacific
Islander.
Islander. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, so Nick is, I'm sorry, I'm so bad with acronyms. That's what Nick is trying to collect.
And Nick, I don't know if there are any out there. I saw you do post something similar to that previously, and I don't know of any. The only stamps I know of with those themes in the United States, that is, are the World War II stamp sets, and that's almost anti Asian American and Pacific Islander, because they have the "We Won the War" stamp series kind of
Oh,
thing that shows you all
wow.
of the World War I and World War II. It's an entire set of stamps, and so, but I don't know of any,
Interesting.
and that's the reason. That's the reason I saw that, and I was trying to do some research for you on APSstamps.org. They have no stamp sheets um, affiliated with that theme, because I looked as well for today before I made that statement. So I don't know how many are out there, and so I'd be interested to see what research that you have.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I truly do think this is the first Japanese American. Ruth Asawa. I don't know. Did I say this already? About she grew up in an internment camp in Colorado, in California. Did I say
No,
that? Did I mention
I
that?
didn't
Yeah.
know that. No.
She was a Japanese. She's first generation Japanese American. Her parents immigrated from Japan,
Okay.
and when she was a child growing up, she and her family were sent to Japanese internment camps. Um, and so she actually graduated high school from an internment camp school.
Oh my gosh.
And then she tried to go to art college, and the college that she wanted to go to wasn't accepting repatriated Japanese Americans. So she had to
Wow.
go to a different school because the state that she wanted to go to uh, wasn't allowing that to happen. So she is a big name person, and she also developed art education in the public schools.
Huh.
And she actually had the first. It was either elementary school or middle school or high school that taught art education, and now it's been renamed in her honor. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, it's like the visual and performing arts here in New York City. It's the equivalent of that for students that want to be artists in
Oh,
California.
wow.
Yeah. So she is big time. It's not my type of art. It's what's euphemistically called wire art, but it's much more than that. I mean, it's wire sculpture, kind of thing. And it's just, I mean, meticulous style of work, and they're beautiful pieces. A lot of it is in San Francisco at one of the museums there in San Francisco. So, so it is a big deal, but in terms of representation as well, it's a really big acknowledgement, and so which is why it's so interesting. It was one of the unannounced stamp releases of the year. No one knew about this until they actually had them printed up and uh, surprised everyone. There are actually three different stamp sets that were previously unannounced. The next one is coming out next week as well, the Innovation stamp set. And the third, of course, was the Bugs Bunny, which was a surprise as well. So,
Ooh, we have
so
some
we have.
stamp research too, Russ. Hang on.
Oh, good.
I'm going to read my comments this time. Uh, Nick says, just Duke and King Kamehameha. I'm going to butcher this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a
Kamehameha's
yeah.
statue. And then there's the 2 series of the Lunar New Year. That is all she's found.
Okay,
Frank says Duke Kahanamoku plus the Hawaii stamps. The Aloha stamps are from 2012.
okay,
And Nick says the Hawaii stamps are nice. And she forgot about the 2012 Alohas. And then Ashley pre ordered the Innovation stamps. And in the chat window, Frank's got an eBay link to a lot of 9 different stamps
oh, good.
From the Hawaii Aloha series.
Okay, good. I'll take a look at those.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I know the King Kamehameha or whatever his name is. I think that has his image on it. And so that and I haven't looked at I did not know of the Aloha stamps. The only Hawaiian stamps I knew was unfortunately the Hawaiian shirt stamps, which I'm a big fan of.
Ooh, what
But
year was that?
I'll have to look them up. I'll put it
Are they
in the
forever
chat.
or are they?
I think they're forever stamps. Yeah, I think it was a booklet, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's
I would get in
5
on
different
that if I
designs.
had those. Oh my god.
But I'll tell you what, they are expensive because people are overselling them.
Oh
So
really?
there's a big markup on those stamps because they're very hard to get and they're very popular. So there's a big markup on those. I haven't been able to find them at face value or even 20%, 25% markup, which is usually my top end. But thanks for all that. I'm sorry that I can't read your comments to take notes, but if someone wants to send that to me in a DM, I would greatly
Yeah.
appreciate it. It would save me time from having to do that same research. But I would definitely. Right now, I am working on a collection of LGBTQ themed stamps, and I'm about 3/4 there, collecting all of those. So that was my latest topic of interest.
Nick says that her mom's reaction to seeing Ruth on the stamp was super sweet, and she felt that gap when her mom teared up when she saw the
Yeah.
stamp. That's
Well,
awesome.
the other beautiful thing is they have this lovely in the salvage end of the stamp set. They have this beautiful picture of her, a young her, um, which was the photo that was taken for Time magazine. It's a
Oh,
beautiful image of her working on one of her pieces, and so I was very, very, very happy to see that they included a photo of her for and it's another missed opportunity by USPS not to inform or educate people on who this actually is. They could have put some, like,
yeah,
if you look at the old Janis Joplin stamps or a lot of the music stamps, they have a synopsis or they have a little bio about
yeah,
the person. They chose not to do that on this, and once again, I think it's always a missed opportunity when you can educate as well.
yeah.
Um, but I'm just grateful that it's out there, because there's a whole generation of people that have not seen themselves on postage stamps. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
So how are you?
In between reading the occasional comment, I am collaging.
Okay.
So, and I'm not going to put my camera down because I want to be able to see the comments.
Right.
So,
Oh, I apologize to those people that I can't read your comments. I just
well, it's in fairness, it's a smaller group tonight, which is
yeah,
fine because
it's
it's
fine.
manageable,
Absolutely.
totally fine. Jim joined a few minutes ago, so
Okay.
hello
Hey,
to you,
Jim.
Jim. Um, and
Jim, I
then,
have your birthday present. I'm putting it in the mail probably tomorrow or at least on Monday.
woo!
Yeah, This is Jim's birthday month as well, and he has birthday 1 or 2 days after mine. I think it's his 28th or 29th, Jim. Just
Several
correct
of us
me.
have the birthdays in August. Not me personally, but
Okay.
several of those out there have birthdays in August. So,
Well, I thought it was just me and Jim. Who else comes to mind?
Nick, Nick, are you
Nick
an
has.
August baby? Jim, Russ, Nick, and
I need to look at my
other
sheet
person.
again.
Other person. I don't know.
Other
There
per.
was a four. I
No.
swear there were four of them.
Okay.
Nick, yes. Nick,
Okay.
Jim, Russ, and mystery person. I don't know
Okay.
who mystery person
And
is.
Nick, when is
I used to know
Nick's
this.
birthday? Did I
Ah,
miss it already?
I don't know.
Well, let's ask Nick. Tell us when your birthday is.
Nick, when's your birthday?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know.
I'm just too
I'm
lazy to go to
horrible
my
with
sheet.
birthdays.
I have it. If it's not in my calendar, you're not born. Yeah, seriously. And then I had to do a whole,
Uh,
I had to do a whole week in advance thing to remind me because this is when I was making my own birthday cards. And this because I needed at least 3 days to make it, and then 4 days for it to arrive, kind of thing. And then it's just like, no, I'm just gonna, yeah, either send you a birthday postcard or something. But
I don't know where this came from. Let's see. Birthday twins. She's the 28th with Jim. All right, so she and
okay,
Jim
okay, great.
are birthday twins. I have no idea where this came from, but look at this. It says, it's backwards, but it says relationship. Are you sure you want one? This was in my
Can't we
bag
just
of
have? But then
collage
in the
crap.
fine print underneath, can't we just have sex? I mean, I think that's the implication there.
Are you sure you want one? It's like
Yeah,
postcard.
yeah,
You sure you want
yeah.
one?
You want what?
Everybody
And on the
wants
back,
postcard. Everybody wants my
yeah.
postcards.
Oh, there you go, Frank. That's your new postcard. Are you sure you want one? And on the back, everyone wants a postcard.
Birthday
Uh,
twins.
so we have 4 minutes remaining.
No way.
Yes, way.
No way.
I used to hate when people say yes, way. I'm like, no, that's not even funny anymore.
No, I used to say no way, and the other person would go way.
Wait, yeah, that was the other one.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing about Lenny and Squiggy.
I'm still laughing about the Bumblebee song,
That was the song, yeah, yeah.
but I keep forgetting
Bumblebee, Bumblebee.
it was so random. Like I
It
have
was
to
so
go back
rad.
and
It was
listen
the
to it.
funniest. Yeah,
He's like, I think I'm day drunk. I'm like,
yeah.
maybe,
Uh,
maybe.
well, if that's
It's
his day drunk, then
funny.
he's a good drunk because yeah.
He used to come up with really funny stuff. I don't know. We were doing memes before memes were a thing. Like we would just like make stuff. Like this is
Now,
going way
how did the
back,
two of
but
you meet?
college.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we went to the same college, and he was an art major, and I just happened
I
to.
still love those clothespins that he's doing.
He's super creative,
Yeah.
and he
And did you
is.
see that moon figure that he
Yes,
did? That's
yes.
amazing. I mean, I'd buy that. Yeah.
His a lot of his artwork is like it has like a fantasy flair to it,
Right.
but he's also big into Halloween. So I'm like, oh my god, I love everything that he creates. Like it's
Yeah.
super awesome.
He's very talented.
Two
Yeah.
minute warning.
2 minute warning.
Ashley says my
Yes.
sister and I still greet one another like Squiggy when he entered the door at Laverne and Shirley's. Hello. That's how
Hello.
she just typed it.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, Bradley Pooper and I used to like make things on in the computer lab in college. Back when MS Paint was like this is before
Right.
everybody had access to
Right.
these cheap freebie photo editing things. But we would make memes. We didn't even know what they were at the time. They weren't called memes at the time, and we would like post them outside of somebody's dorm room or like if in the theater department this one
Right.
kid we used to harass him, we would like make the meme and like print it out and like go stick it on a corner in the hallway because we knew he'd be walking by and he would see it. Like we were always playing pranks on people. So Brad and I have some very good pranky history, and we had a lot of fun.
Well, you have the final word. We have a minute remaining. So,
Boo! I have
boo.
52 seconds left.
There you go.
Nick says, I love that show so much. I think she means Laverne and Shirley.
Shirley.
Not us, guys, really? Anyways, we know you guys have places to be and things to do and, hats to knit or whatever the devil it is you guys do in your spare time. But we really appreciate you guys all getting on here tonight to spend time with us. And we'll see you again tomorrow for
Yes,
the
we will.
Friday edition. So have a
And
great night.
Friday's always crazy.
You just never know.
You
We
never
might have
know.
another guest star. Might be Pepito. Who knows?
No, no, no. You got to tell me that in advance. I may be
No
sick.
sport.
I'm
No.
gonna be I'm gonna be sick in
No
advance.
trigger warnings. All right. Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.